Episode 1 of Sirens begins with a woman named Michaela releasing a bird named Barnaby on a beach. The scene then shifts to a police station in Buffalo, New York, where we see a young woman named Devon leave the building. She sends her sister Simone multiple texts, which happen to be just the word sirens, but unfortunately, she receives no response. She goes home and finds an edible arrangement of fruit waiting for her on her doorstep. Inside the house is her father, watching loud TV inside a small, messy house. They realise the arrangement is from Simone and Devon gets angry. She takes it and hops on a bus. After that, she gets on board a boat and even ends up having sex with one of the crew. After the boat ride though, Devon starts a long walk to a place called Cliff House, since she can't actually afford a taxi. At this point, we then shift perspective to Simone, who is in a fancy villa by the sea. She sees Devon's messages and then heads inside, where a man named Ethan is in her bed. He suggests Simone tell Michaela that they are dating, but she says their summer fling is about to get over anyway. They have sex and Simone then rushes to a massive estate, swarming with staff doing different duties. It's here she meets Michaela, although she calls her Kiki. Michaela tells her about setting the bird free, and they discuss their plans for the day and the upcoming gala. Simone even helps Michaela sext her husband Peter in anticipation of them sleeping together that night. Michaela then speaks to another staff member in charge of more birds, and we learn she helped rehabilitate Barnaby. The employee shows her a tracker of Barnaby's movements. She's then introduced to a new bird named Winston. Simone gets dressed and begins checking details around the house, making a fuss when certain flowers are blue instead of white. She's also shocked to find Devon at the front entrance. Devon greets her by throwing the fruit from the edible arrangement straight at her. She rants at Simone for sending the arrangement in response to learning that her father has early onset dementia. She also realises that Simone has changed. She's removed her tattoos and even gotten a nose job. Simone tells her to leave, and when Devon refuses, Simone tells her to wait in the guest house. Devon continues on, admitting it's been really hard taking care of their father and she needs help, but Simone claims it's not her problem. They continue to argue when Michaela arrives and an awkward introduction ensues. Michaela even tells Devon to stay, which Devon eventually accepts. Michaela and Simone leave and head to the event at the main house, where many guests are waiting. Devon then calls on Ray, her boss, and also someone she sometimes sleeps with. In fact, she threatens to tell his wife about the affair in order to get Ray to go and check on her father. Devon tries to head out, and the house AI warns her smoking isn't allowed on the property. At this point, she heads out into the woods and meets Jose, who takes her to a part of the property with no cameras where she can actually have a smoke. Others on the staff also hang out here too, eating carbs, which apparently aren't allowed on the property either, and just generally having banter. On her way back to the guest house, Devon comes across Ethan, who mistakes her to be the staff. He's surprised to learn Simone has a sister, and they enter the main house and Simone begs Devon to go back, but she doesn't. Michaela kicks off this event with a poem though, about the earth that everybody chants together. Devon calls it a cult, and Simone gets even more annoyed when she realises that Devon told Ethan she was in foster care. They argue further and Simone eventually leaves to speak to Michaela. Michaela and Simone take Devon aside and give her a check for $10,000. Michaela has also booked a room at an inn and a flight the following morning. Simone doesn't say anything and Michaela has Jose take Devon to said inn. It's pretty crazy and Devon even has to sign an NDA, but Jose shows her some kindness. When he drops her off, she makes a move on him, but he says he has a family. This is actually a thing that Devon does and is talking to a text therapist about it. She then gets a video call from her father. Since Michaela is paying for Devon's stay, Devon winds up buying a dress, and that evening she wears it and hits on a man named Jordan at the bar. They end up having sex on his boat, and afterwards Jordan gives Devon a sweatshirt and she recognises it as her sister's. It turns out he's actually the captain of the boat and he works for Ethan. Devon tells him that her sister is always trying to outrun her past and that she's really changed this time. Meanwhile, Ethan tells Simone he loves her and wants to know more about her. In retaliation, she says her mother died but doesn't expand on why she was in foster care in the first place. And at the same time, Michaela is waiting for her husband Peter to show up, but he doesn't. She's awoken by a loud noise though, which turns out to be Barnaby, who smashes into Michaela's bedroom window. When Devon takes a peek from Jay's telescope, she sees Michaela holding Barnaby in bloody hands, which is where episode 1 of Sirens comes to an end. So episode 1 of Sirens establishes this as a classic satire of rich people. It has the massive sprawling house, the unbelievably rich white people, the fancy parties, and the scruffy protagonist from a poorer background. Devon makes for a great ordinary girl character, in contrast to Simone, Michaela, and the rest. It's even better that she's messed up in her own way, having problems with alcohol and sex, and even blackmailing Ray, and not a total goody two-shoes as such protagonists can often slip into. All three women are doing a fantastic job here, although Millie Alcock and Megan Faye get most of the screen time here. They establish their dynamic as sisters really well, while also hinting that Simone wasn't always like this. Everything here is visually gorgeous as well, which definitely plays into the neat and clean aesthetic that reflects the privilege. The story sets a solid foundation here, leaving plenty of meat to be explored in these characters for future episodes, and promising a dark, twisted tale. All in all, this is a great start to what should be a very promising Netflix series. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.